I bought this blaster purely for the included target with this, the Nerf Rival Mercury from the Edge series, which used to be a Walmart exclusive, which I said used to be because they stopped making them, and now you can probably find these at your local Ollie still. This is basically a Rival Chronos, but with a side prime bolt. But again, it comes with this really cool target. We'll have to get into the reasons why, but first, let's open this. Now here's everything you get. Assembly is going to be required. The target itself should be pretty self-explanatory. It goes together because the pieces are keyed. I don't think there is a wrong way that you can put this together, unless I suppose you put the target backwards or something like that. But even then, it still works just the same. Let's also talk about the blaster, which does also include some assembly. So this might look like a top prime, but it's not. There are 2 red clamps on either side, so it's ambidextrous. Awesome. That you can then thread the bolt on there so that you can prime this back. Now when you prime it back, the door opens here. You can load up to 5 Rival rounds, and it works just like any other Rival blaster. 3, 4, and 5. There's a clear window here for the Rival rounds, which is a nice inclusion. There's also a little stopper so that it can't fall into the blaster and you have these rattling around. Very clever little system. So, prime it forward, pop off a shot. There we go. This is just like Nerf Rival. I will say this is a little difficult to prime though. It's not the most fun prime, but when it comes down to it, it's very reminiscent of a Nerf Rival Chronos. Spins all right. Spins all right. Because this video isn't all about the blaster, let's just run down really quick what I like about it. It's a sturdy, this is a sturdy, solid blaster. The grip is a little large, which feels good for me. It might be a little too large for other people. The bolt prime on the side, I'm not too crazy about it. It makes it just a little more difficult. It would have been nice to have the option to either use the bolt prime or to slide it back like a Rival Chronos. I think the whole point of the Edge series was to be more like a like target pistol training. I think that's why they went this direction with it. But overall, I love this highlighter yellow color that's slightly green. It just looks like a really solid, cool blaster. I'm just not too crazy about the whole priming thing. This wouldn't be very effective in a Nerf Rival battle. There are better options, the Rival Chronos being one of them. The whole point of accuracy, the whole point of making this like a training device leads into the next piece, the target that comes with it. This is the target. There is a big giant counterweight at the bottom. There is this nice sized target here on the top, and when you fire shots, it will hit them and it will always right itself, which is simple, and that's the point. It's so simple, it's brilliant. And I don't know about you, but if you've seen Nerf targets in the past few years, you know that they are getting more complicated, they're getting more electronic, and there are just more points of failure and more batteries to consume. The higher tech targets out there look impressive, they sound great, but they don't have the simple elegance of something like this. Tried and true, a counterweight target system is never going to fail you unless this whole thing breaks and shatters, which you shouldn't run into unless you're using super high-powered blasters that aren't rated for this target. While you're not getting those electronic pings and dings when you hit a piece of the target, you still are getting visual feedback once you dial in your shots, and you shouldn't have to reset the target every time you fire it. You also won't ever have to put new batteries in it. It will just keep working reliably and will give you a really great feedback once you hit it. Having these 2 products in the same box, having these 2 products in the very same box was a great idea. This blaster, what I talked about earlier, feels very reminiscent of a Nerf Rival Chronos, probably one of the most popular Rival blasters, if not Nerf blasters, ever made. Having this be slightly different, looking very different, operating quite a bit differently, usually could have been enough. It could have been enough for this blaster and just have the overall focus be on target practice without having to include the target. But the fact that they did include the target means that the value of this goes up dramatically, at least in my eyes. Now, I believe that the other target from the other blaster in this line came with one that has a little metal bar at the bottom that makes a ding sound once you register enough impact with it, which is also great and I also love, but I don't have that one. I've got this one. And it's just a good reminder that sometimes simple things are good. So if you can still find the Nerf Rival Mercury Edge, at your local discount retailer and you don't already have one of these targets, it's worth picking up probably just for the target. The blaster is just a nice bonus. It works well enough and it has that satisfying rifle pop that just has a good feeling behind it. But I'm curious your thoughts. What is your favorite Nerf target? Because there have been so many throughout the years, throughout the decades, there have been so many Nerf targets. I want to hear your favorite in the comment section. Does it line up with the Nerf Rival Edge Mercury target that I really like? And if you like having these discussions on blasters, I talk a lot about blasters. I have a whole wall of blasters. I have 2 closets full of blasters. I also have a garage full of blasters. I've got blasters everywhere. And since we're talking about action-based things, action figures, collectibles, and pop culture, you can get it all right here. And the thing that you need to do is hit that subscribe button, like this video, or possibly share it to a friend who might also like these things. Because if action toys are fun for you, they're fun for me also, and I would love having you on this journey together. So that's everything I know about the Nerf Rival Edge Mercury and corresponding target that I really like. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.